Hello there, Internet. Mogwai here, and I got another video for you guys today. And today I'm going to showcase a deck of mine because I built a deck. Oh my god, I did it. I have a homebrew for you guys. It's been a while because I've been showcasing, a lot of other people's decks on the channel recently, and that is because one, the metagame is very figured out at this point, and it's very hard to innovate a proper competitive list. Two, I was saving up my deck building craze for War of the Spark, as it's a new set, and that is where I'll need to go crazy on the deck building aspect of things, English. And three, I was being a little bit lazy, I guess. But yesterday, before starting my stream, I kind of set up a goal for myself. I realized I was not Mythic Rank yet because I haven't played that much this season, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reach Mythic Rank, and I'm gonna please the little hipster wannabe living inside me a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and reach Mythic Rank with Abzan. Because I felt like it, right? And then I looked into some Abzan lists, and I found three variants running around, right? And none of them really pleased me. One of them was Jeff Hoodland's version, which is very similar to the one that I showcased off. Showcase, Miguel. Showcase, goddammit. Which is a Hero, Priest, and 1 tokens list, which is rather strong, but also matches up very poorly in the current metagame because it does really weakly against the likes of Esper Control and Sultai midrange. There's also this other list running around that this player has been doing really well in Magic the Gathering Online with. He's had like 5-0 runs with it 3 times at this point. I look into it, it's a little bit all over the place for my taste, and it's just not, I don't really like the structure of the deck. It may work for him, but that doesn't mean it would work for me personally, right? And then the other one that I saw around was basically a Explore package Abzan list. And no matter how hard I look at it, it just felt like a worse version of Sultai midrange in my eyes. So I decided to build my own version of Abzan good stuff and attempt to reach Mythic Rank with, which we did. Spoilers, we reached Mythic Rank with this deck, and I actually went on a 5-game win streak to Mythic with it. Like, I didn't lose a single game. And when I say 5-game win streak, I'm talking about best of 3 series. So this took a while. This took like over 2 hours, and I did not drop a single series, and I'm going to showcase 3 of those best of 5 series in today's video. And this is the deck list right there. It is called Angels and Crabs because I have run out of names for my decks. I do what I can. Okay, so this is my Abzan list. I actually built it live on my stream, which is something that I generally don't tend to do because I'm a very slow deck builder, and sometimes when I try to build the deck on my stream, I feel a little bit indirectly pressured, not by the chat because the chat never tends to complain about it, but in the back of my mind, I'm always like, I can't spend the entire stream on my deck builder. People are going to get bored, and I kind of rush things a little bit. And I just don't feel as comfortable as I am, just chilling on my own at midnight, just slowly but surely building a deck, right? But I actually did manage to build this bad boy live on stream and was, as you can probably tell, extremely happy with the results. So here I am going to share with you, sideboard included, and with Demir sleeves on top of that because I don't know, I guess I like to be edgy. So this is an Abzan good stuff list. It is generally meant to be a mid-range deck that can adapt to any sort of matchup in the current metagame, and it is deceptively powerful at that. So the idea was that I want to combine these 3 colors in a way that can be really efficient, right? And how do I do that? How do I justify playing Abzan over the likes of Sultai midrange, for example? Because if I don't go Sultai and I use white instead, I miss out on the likes of Hydroid Crisis, I miss out on the likes of Hashi Staker, and potentially stuff like Thought Erasure and some counter spells in my sideboard, but that obviously depends on the specific brew, right? And that varies from variant to variant. And the reasoning I found behind running white instead of blue and going Abzan for a good stuff list like this is some rather strong late game Angel synergy alongside the likes of Mortify and Knight of Autumn, which give me really good utility versus Reclamation decks, which are running quite rampant in the high ranks of MTG Arena as of now. With both Knight of Autumn and Mortify in this deck list, I can handle enchantment-driven decks, and I can also have resources that can be good removal and or health gain versus aggro matchups as well. I think Knight of Autumn is a very powerful card in the current metagame, and running these two in the same deck list gives me really good utility for, like I said, those Timor Reclamation is becoming super popular, more so than Simic pick Nexus of Fate, like actual Timor Reclamation. And being able to answer Wilderness Reclamation consistently alongside Search for Azcanta gives this deck quite a bit of power as a mid-range deck. And that is something that Sultai mid-range lacks. Good, efficient, reliable enchantment removal, and that is the main reason for me to go with Abzan instead of Sultai, and why this sort of archetype, and specifically this deck, may be secretly actually very, very powerful. So we have a early game curve comprised of hand disruption with main deck duress, which I think is really good in this metagame because there's very few matchups in which duress doesn't do its work as of right now. Removal with cast down alongside obviously Mortify, but also a one-off of Assassin's Trophy. And then we got 2-drops in the form of Growth Chamber Guardian and Thorn Lieutenant. There's very specific reasons why I picked these two. Growth Chamber Guardian is a very powerful 2-drop that can snowball, and the good thing about these 2-drops is that they are also rather solid late game top decks as well, because Growth Chamber Guardian can just enable you to get, crazy value out of it in the late game, as you can search for others and boost these guys to 4 mana. So if you have a lot of mana on the board, you can just thin your deck and out of 1 card potentially draw 3 or 4. And Thorn Lieutenant has the ability of using up 6 mana to get +4/+4 and thus hit our opponent for a lot of damage. Again, if I do top deck this unit in the late game, and the matchup is a little bit stale in that regard, right? Thorn Lieutenant is also really solid because it is a 2-mana 2/3 that happens to survive Cry of the Carnarium, which is very important, and also is really strong against control decks and even against mono red aggro as well, because if they try to target this, I always get good value out of those sorts of exchanges, and I think it's a very solid 2-drop for this sort of mid-range list, which was one of the last additions that I incorporated onto it, but I'm very, very happy with it. Results-wise, we have a one-off of Fine Finality. We have Treasure Map and Karn, Sign of Urza. I really like this package. Because we're not running blue, we don't really have Hydroid Crassus or Chemist's Insight. We have no reliable way to draw cards, so we rely on Treasure Map and Karn instead to get that going. Karn synergizes really well with Treasure Map because I can also go for the -2 and generate construct artifact creatures that can be rather thick if I have some treasures lying around in certain scenarios, right? So Treasure Map is actually really solid because, for example, the likes of Esper Control does not really handle Treasure Map well unless they sideboard in Hostage Takers, because Mortify cannot deal with artifacts, so it can be actually more reliable than the likes of Search for Azcanta in certain scenarios, and is a very good card to improve our draws and to give us a little bit of fuel once we run out of steam. We have a one-off of Cry of the Carnarium, a one-off of Shalai Voice and Plenty, because there is a little bit of Angel synergy going on here alongside Seraph of Scales, and a one-off of Lyra Dawnbringer. And as you can see, I have a pretty diverse late game with a one-off of Eldritch Reborn, a one-off of Tristani Discordant, and a one-off of Vraska Relic Seeker. I don't want to overcommit to a specific card. All of these cards are very powerful in their own way, but they also lack a little bit in certain matchups. So by running a one-off of each, I'm rather flexible, perhaps less consistent in drawing the right one at a specific time, but they all serve good purposes. They're all strong at turn 5 or turn 6, and like I said, if I like overcommit to Lyra, for example, then my matchup against Esper Control game 1 is worse. If I overcommit to Eldritch Reborn and don't incorporate Lyra, then I could lose out on that game 1 Lyra Dawnbringer versus Mono Red. So I like it like this. It may seem a little bit weird to have a one-off, but it actually does work, and this deck is rather consistent despite of that. And we also have a one-off of Kaya's Wrath, which is perhaps the most suspect card in this deck because I do run 2 swamps and 1 forest, which means I have less sources of white mana than anything in this build because my early game is comprised more so of green and black plays. So having Kaya's Wrath, which really requires me to have specifically 2 sources of white mana and 2 of black, can be a little bit hard to cast and potentially is one of the cards that should go. But I do like it as a one-off for the mono white aggro matchups alongside the Cry of the Carnarium. So like I said, I have it's not a very uniform list in the sense that I have quite a bit of one-offs, a lot of 2 ofs, 3 ofs. It's not like it's kind of like, it seems a little bit all over the place, but there's a reasoning behind every single card here, and it flows really well. Like a deck list like this, sometimes I don't find the exact card that I need for a matchup, but I have so much utility, really good removal, AoE, single target, card draw, good 2-drops, good late game cards, you know, planeswalkers that threaten a lot and that can give me good utility as well. And overall, just a very tight and competitive list, honestly, despite the fact that it, like I said, it does seem like it's a little bit all over the place, right? We have the sideboard comprised of 2 Duress, 3 Tocatli Honor Guards, 2 Argyll's Bloodfast, 2 Moment of Cravings, 3 Craw Harpooners, 1 Cry the Carnarium, 1 Kaya Orzhov Usurper, and an extra copy of Lyra Dawnbringer. And this is going to be a bit of a longer intro because, like I said, I put a lot of thought into this deck, and it is a homebrew, so there's a lot to talk about here. And I may take my time, but I'm almost done at the same time. So, yeah, what is the reason behind this sideboard? Well, we want the extra 2 Duresses for the control matchups, and also, you know, Reclamations, any sort of like slower deck that relies on non-creature spells. Duress goes in there to give us a 4 of in the main deck. We have 3 Tocatli Honor Guards for the Sultai mid-range matchup, almost specifically. It really enhances, and it's also another reason to run white, as it really makes our matchup against that deck really powerful. This card single-handedly stops the Explore package, Hostage Takers, and pretty much anything barring Hydroid Cresses. So it really shuts down their creature base in that deck, and it is a 2-drop that they just absolutely despise and do not want to run into, which is why we're playing 3 of them in the sideboard. 2 Argyll's Bloodfast for the Esper control matchup. Very, very powerful enchantment against them. They can remove it with Mortify potentially, but if they don't, this will give us endless refuel potential. It can enable us to overwhelm them in the late game, which can be unheard of when you're facing something like Esper Control. And I actually have a matchup against Esper Control with this deck, in which, you know, Argyll's Bloodfast does put in quite the massive work, so there goes that. 2 copies of Moment of Craving for the mono red and mono white aggro matchups. 3 Craw Harpooners mainly for the mono blue tempo, but also potentially to come in against Esper Control if they try to sideboard in some Thieves of Sanities. Craw Harpooner gives you a good 2-drop to apply pressure to them early in the game, as we do have 3 attack, but also gives us an answer to Thief of Sanity if they do sideboard that in. An extra copy of Cry the Carnarium for aggressive matchups. 1 copy of Kaya Orzhov Usurper, which is good against mono blue tempo. It's good against mono red aggro. It's also good against Esper Control. Pretty flexible, pretty useful, and as a one-off can put a lot of work in several different matchups, which I like it a lot in the sideboard for that reason. And last but not least, an extra copy of Lyra for aggro decks, mainly mono red aggro, but can also put in the work against mono blue tempo as well. And that is the deck list right there. You can take a look at it like this. I've been talking about it for like 12 minutes, very long intro, kind of a bit of a deck tech, I guess. Today's video is going to be quite long because not only do I have this, but I have like 3 best of 3 series that were rather long, some of them. So you're going to have a lot of content for today's video. But I really care about this deck. I put a lot of thought into it, like I said, and I'm very proud of it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I did playing it, and try it out for yourselves. And maybe you can reach Mythic yourself with some Abzan too, and you can tell your friends, you know. Like, fuck you. You did mono red as per control. Well, I did it with Abzan. So, yeah. Puts on shades. I don't even know Abzan anymore. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the daily MTG content. Hope you enjoy yourself some Abzan, you know, some, I guess, hipster Magic the Gathering, and I'll be back at it tomorrow, potentially with some more Abzan, to be completely honest, because I do feel like playing this deck list in today's stream. And that's all I gotta say. Have a soul day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with more. Still, no hero in Prison 1 is strange with so many gold cards. We're in an awkward position because we have quite a bit of multicolored spells, but we also do not have enough to justify Hero Prison 1, in my humble opinion. I'm going to keep this in, because we have all Abzan colors available to us, and we have a turn 2 treasure map, and that is muy bueno. I'm gonna drop the Overgrown Tomb first. We may be facing mono red here. We indeed are. We have Lyra Dawnbringer, so we just gotta stay alive. I'm gonna play the treasure map though. I could go for the Assassin's Trophy on this, which I probably should at this point. Lyra, please save my booty.
Oh, baby, there we go. Alright, game 1 in the books. For game 2, we're going to add in Lyra. We're going to add in a couple of Moment of Cravings. Naturally, we're going to add in another card, the Carnarium. Kaya should put in the work as well. We are going to keep you. Vraska Relic Seeker. It's a bit too slow. Karn can also go out in the sidelines for now. Prismatic Discordant is fine. Eldest Reborn is okay-ish. Tone down a couple of treasure maps here. I don't think we need Karn in this matchup. It can put in some work, but I don't really think we need him. Fine Finality is also... may seem a little bit unnecessary as well. Yeah, I'd rather take out Fine Finality and add in at least one Karn, I think. Cut Growth Chamber? But I do want that 2-drop. It's nice 2-drop that can either eat up... no, I like Growth Chamber Guardian. Karn as a 1-off is fine. I could add in the Tocatli Honor Guard, but I want the Knight of Autumn to heal me potentially. So I don't want to disrupt that. I think I'll keep it like this. Alright. I see Lyra Dawnbringer. I keep... We're going to drop the Overgrown Tomb first. We're going to follow that up with a Duress. We're gonna make him think that he's gonna Legion War Boss, and we're gonna, I mean, Experimental Frenzy is very easy for us to deal with, but a risk factor could be a little bit annoying, right? I mean, we still take the Frenzy, right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the cry of the Carnarium of your wet motherfucking dreams. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome. How about that eye candy, huh? Bet! Risk factor and fight with fire. See, that fight with fire makes it so that I just want to do this. What you got for this, buddy? Shall I make him quick? Quick? Alright, we're going to go on the play here, and we are going to... I'm going to keep this hand. It's risky as hell, because I have a bit of a late game curve going on here, but I also do have some early 2-drop plays, so... I'm gonna go with it. Hello! I'm gonna drop Thorn Lieutenant first. Because it doesn't die to Moment of Craving. Right, so Esper Control is definitely a matchup that I've been really looking forward to. Because I don't know how good we are against it. I think it may be one of our toughest. We are getting mana screwed though. I mean, I kind of took this risk when I kept the hand that I kept. That is unfortunate.
Didn't see a door, so I let myself in. Bags and hit the road. You must feel pretty smart right now.
Yeah, I have pretty high IQ. My mom told me. I just need one more land.
Funny, that's what I do.
Honey, I don't fucking care.
Good for you. Shuffling me off my mortal coil.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he must have, Never mind. I just realized I can't target my own permanent. Alright, again, we're threatening lethal. Oh! Alright. We both kind of got him mana screwed there, but we were able to get under him. Oh, shit. Alright, let's go with this. We want to add in the Craw Harpooners in case he wants to go with a Thief Vicinity. We want Kaya as well. Let's take out Lyra Dawnbringer. Kaya's Wrath, Crowd the Carnarium. The cast downs can be key, potentially. Shalai is not really something that puts in that much work here. We'll keep the Mortify. The Mortify alongside the Craw Harpooners should enable us to get the upper hand. Because we do need that early game pressure. I do think we can take out one out of the Autumn though. One treasure map out? Maybe if he is running, if he opts to go with Hostage Taker, maybe yeah. Yeah, maybe that makes sense. All right, we're going face here. Not really expecting something like Settle the Wreckage to go down. He could have a counter spell, but I'm going to try to go for it.
Right on schedule. No time for a break. Time for Plan B.
I am Karn. Evil cannot withstand a righteous army.
Hold that thought.
Dispelling phantasms makes me feel good. Sometimes burying them just isn't good enough.
Are you certain of your decision?
All right.
Please.
You just let me know if you're up for round two.
All right, I need him to not draw something super key here. Oh my god.
Welcome here.
Return.
I heard you had some dead things that needed to stay dead. Bags and hit the road.
I had to play the Crawl Harpooner to get rid of Kaya.
Funny, that's what I do.
Alright, so he needs to surveil here. Okay, so what's your last card? Fuck, man.
I am not good. You know what? I'm not done yet.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
Hurry!
Funny, that's what I do.
Good choice.
Alright. I mean, I would like him to top deck some lands like I am, too. I don't know, that would only be fair at this point.
And hit the road.
Well chosen.
Holy shit.
Past crimes go unpunished. lucky hit.
Holy shit.
We need to move quickly.
That's all I can say. Holy shit.
You're not welcome here anymore.
I mean, about time, right?
I'll make use of that later.
Actually, I should have taken the duress with Karn. I made a misplay there. I should have taken the duress. I'm an idiot. I should have taken the duress.
You're just the bad rubbish.
He doesn't seem to have an answer for this.
I won't let you win.
Dematerializing? Huh.
Clean! And that's the third Teferi we deal with. Oh, baby, there we go! 2-0 Esper control with some misplays, but still, fuck yeah. Oh, my lord. Oh, that one was satisfying. Alright, let's do this.
We'll keep. We have 2-drop and all Abzan colors available in our opening hand. Pretty aggressive looking hand as well. This is good stuff. That Boar's Mohawk is the real MVP. True that. Alright, this may be Gruul. I repeat, this may be Gruul. I'm gonna drop the Thorn Lieutenant because if he does have something like Lava Coil. Okay, Timur. Alright. I'm fearing obviously Growth Spiral into a land, into Timur Reclamation. Sorry, into Wilderness Reclamation. But I'm going to drop the Growth Chamber Guardian regardless. I do have an Assassin's Trophy, but obviously that could get countered. That must mean he has multiple lands. Hopefully he doesn't drop the Wilderness Reclamation immediately. If he does, we gotta pressure him. I'm gonna enable the Assassin's Trophy so that they can Wilderness Reclamation here. I'm not gonna play the grow. I do set up lethal by playing this, but I also play into a counter spell, and I do want to have the ability to deal with Wilderness Reclamation immediately. Though I do work for lethal if I play the other Growth Chamber Guardian, so that may be a mistake. Game 1, baby! In the books! Game 1 in the books. Alright, 2 dresses. What else? What else? What else? I think we want the Craw Harpooners as well, right? It's Timur Reclamation, so Craw Harpooners are either going to represent early game pressure or trade, potentially. Enable us to trade with a Niv Mizzet later down the line. For now, this is fine. We can take out the Lyra Dawnbringer, the Kaya's Wrath, the Cry of the Carnarium, the Cast Downs, perhaps even Shalai. Though I do like the idea of taking out 1 treasure map for Kaya, because Kaya does disrupt a Search for Askanta. I think we're going with this. Alright, come on. We could do this. We got the Enchantment Hate. We'll keep this in. It's a little bit slow, but we do have the treasure maps. And we have all 3 Abzan colors available to us as well. So, we're gonna keep it. Never been this hyped at work. Get it! I'll do it for you, Jay. In your honor. For your lab. By tapping the treasure map and not having the Mortify enabled now, we're in a predicament, because if he does have Timur Reclamation, if he has Reclamation now, basically, we're a bit in trouble here. I should have kept Vraska though, because if he does... Here comes the DJ. Here comes the beat.
3 years Dan's game.
Dagger! My boy, this is for you! Come back, my child. Come back home! Okay, we're doing pretty good. But we need to start getting some damage on him. Okay, we're close. We're close. He has 4 cards in his hand that we do not know. Okay, he can't do anything else. Alright, alright, alright. Let's think here. Let's think here. We got him. We got him. We should have him. If we tap this, we attack. For 5, he blocks here. We got him. We got him. Mama, we got him. Mama, we got him! Oh, get Rank boy! There we go! There we go! Undefeated homebrew Abzan for Mythic, boys! What a fucking streak! Oh, yes! Oh god, that felt so goddamn good! Oh, yes! Attaboy!